Let not your farts be troubled. It's Friday, so you know what that means. Let's welcome tonight's guest. She's witnesses more fights than a cashier at a Waffle House. Host of Outkick this morning, Charlie Arnott. Got 3 things wrong there. If it seems like he's judging you, that's his job. Comedian Vince August. Her husband tried to convince her that talking is bad for the baby. New York Times best-selling author and Fox News contributor Cat Tube. And you need Sir Edmund Hillary to see if he has dandruff. New York Times best-selling author, comedian, and former NWA world champion Tyrus. All right. Before we get to some news stories, let's do this. Anywho, the State Department says that Haiti has been deemed too dangerous to travel to, especially if you look like this. Hezbollah is calling the attacks from their exploding pagers an act of war. But Israel responded, saying that this highly targeted act was meant to avoid collateral damage to Hezbollah's loved ones. They goats.
Not just for sport.
No, not just for sport. P. Diddy has now been placed on suicide watch amidst his future in prison. Hey, they said I was on the same thing, said one man. But Combs will be well protected and closely guarded at all times, according to one insider. Speaking of Hillary Clinton, she's coming out with a new memoir. The title is Something Lost, Something Gained, because Dracula was already taken. Job. I had another alternative, Old Man and the Seaman. I didn't know how to work it in, though. Delta Airlines have reminded flight attendants that they need to wear underwear. That makes it easier to clean up when the doors fall off and they themselves. In response to hearing Delta remind their workers to wear underwear, Spirit Airlines has reminded their customers to wear deodorant. Finally, California Governor Gavin Newsom has signed 2 new laws that ban deepfakes. To celebrate the occasion, Newsom shook hands with Bigfoot and Charlie Manson. All right, let's do some news. She got left high and dry by a shirtless MAGA guy during a recent boat parade in Panama City, Florida. CNN interviewed Trump supporters about the important issues heading into the election. And at one point, reporter Ellie Reeve wished a shark had attacked her instead because she got bashed up worse than the SS Minnow after a 3-hour tour.
What's your most important issue?
The economy, getting the interest rates down, getting it where we can afford to live in America. Right now, it's too expensive.
Okay, now let me maybe ask like a slightly impolite question. But, you know, if you can afford a boat, you're not hurting so bad, right? Because a boat costs a lot of money and it's a lot of upkeep.
Listen, nobody gave me shit. I earned everything that I've got. I'm retired military, retired power plant, and I am successful and retired and with boats, jet skis, because I did it right. And everybody has that chance. Whether they choose or not, that's up to them.
Mayday, mayday. Here's a tip, lady. Never interview a guy with a beer in one hand and a Solo cup in the other. It never goes well. You know, this guy served his country and worked hard all his life. No wonder CNN sees him as the problem. But the ignorant left always forgets that there's a long time between the economy starting to suck and everyone being poor. And the CNN bosses will surely fire that reporter long before they have to sell their own boats. Now, the reporter should have said, you know what, sir, I'm out of my depth here. Thank you for your time. I'm going to go home. Instead, she persisted.
I would never try to take anything away from you in that way. But what I'm asking is, groceries are probably a smaller part of your budget than, say, someone who's like a little worse off. I think it's interesting that people who are a little bit more comfortable are still so concerned about the economy. Did you see what I'm saying?
Because I want my money to go further. I want inflation to go down. I want interest rates to go back down. I want all that. But that covers everybody in the economy. Not just me, not just the poor, not just the rich. It covers everybody.
Which she doesn't understand. So let's review. According to this genius from CNN, as long as you have money, you shouldn't worry about people who don't. Got it? In other words, he's capable of thinking about somebody else besides himself, unlike that reporter. That boat owner doesn't live in a bubble, or like many of Kamala's constituents, a tent. At this point, you'd think the reporter would hop in a life raft and paddle away, but no, she kept going.
Something I've heard from some people, tell me if this applies to you, is like they're worried their kids aren't able to afford a house or a car.
No, I trained my kids and taught my kids properly. They have great educations, and they're both successful in their careers. Actually, they're doing better than me.
Yeah. In your face, jerk reporter. Now, clearly, this reporter's an idiot, but CNN's worse for sending her. Pick a reporter who understands the topic, not one who looks like she should work at Hot Topic. But it reveals how reporters look at regular people. They think you live in a bubble because you don't live in their bubble. They come to a Trump event with preordained assumptions and assume their stereotypical views are good enough to do the job. But that's the attitude of the mainstream press and liberals in general. They're experts on how to spend other people's money. And knowing Democrats, if someone hollered, "man overboard," she'd probably throw him a tampon. But she's probably being groomed to be a CNN anchor. She's already proved she's dead weight. So next time, CNN, maybe send Brian Stelter to cover a boat event. It would probably be hilarious watching him spend the whole day getting chased by Captain Ahab. Charlie, you're a reporter. When you go to interview someone or go into any kind of venue, you come prepared. She believed that her assumptions would carry her through this assignment. All she had to do was look down on him.
Yeah, leftist logic really blows.